Hi, my name is Jennifer Orth, and today we're going to be making the best chocolate chip cookies, keto. So we're going to start with 4 ounces of butter, which is a stick of butter. I put mine in the microwave for about 15 seconds just to soften it a little. Next we're going to be using 24 packets of sweetener. We use the whole earth sweetener, which is a erythritol, monk fruit, and stevia blend. The other equivalent would be a 3/4 cup of sugar, so however that works out for you. Next we're going to need to blend these two together. We've got our softened butter and our sweetener. And just turn this on low just to mix. Okay. So now we've kind of got a more combined texture, and we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla to this and 1 egg. And we're going to blend it back together. We're going to be adding the 1 1/4 cup of almond flour, the 1/4 cup of coconut flour, if it wants to come out of the container. And then to that we're going to be adding the 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, the 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum, and the 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now when we start blending this, we want it to look just like regular cookie dough, so it'll be well mixed and firm. Put in the chocolate chips, and that was, I use a handful, but measurement wise I would say it's about 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, and then the same with the pecans, about 1/2 cup of pecans, which we're going to chop up and add to the cookie dough. You don't need it to be super fine, but however you like, and it is optional. Not everybody likes pecans in their cookies, but I like it both ways. Alright, so now that we've got our pecans chopped, we're going to go ahead and add those to the dough and then mix it completely until it's well mixed together. Alright, so next, I like to use parchment paper. It's a wonderful anti-stick tool. It's great to either bake on, or for this purpose I'm going to be rolling it into a roll. So you don't need a large piece, but a little piece like this, just enough to be able to roll around the dough, and so that you can actually shape the dough into a form or a log. So as you can see, it's great for not being sticky. And you just push it in place where it starts to form a log shape. Once you've got that down, then you can cut it into, you can either freeze it and get it a little harder if you don't like to work with this texture, but it stays together well enough that you can actually just cut it from here. So I'm going to pattern it in so that every cookie is the same size, because no one wants to get gypped. I'm just going to eyeball this and cut this into 12 slices. We've cut our rounds, we've flattened them. They look pretty good to me. They're going into the 350-degree temperature oven for 12 to 15 minutes. And this actually went for 16 minutes. There's a nice, they've got some nice golden edges on them, and in a few minutes they'll be awesome to plate and eat. I'm going to be having mine with a cup of coffee because I love coffee, and I'm sure my husband will join me in that. So now, since they've cooled, we can enjoy them. So I'm going to plate a couple on here because they're delicious, and of course, have my cup of coffee.